Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to some more Kathy Rain Director's Cut. We just got done with day 2, now we're going to go on to day 3.
Makeup check, hair check, horrible mood and contempt for humanity check. You forgot about your resting scally face. I totally do not have a... Well, told you. Alright, I'm off. Peace outie. Okie dokie. Good luck and see you later.
Oh, it's still done. I guess we start off with the clinic. Oh, hey, it's you.
We meet again, Mr. Homeless Guy.
Hey man, what's up?
Homeless? That's the worst thing I ever heard of, and totally untrue.
So, what's up with the trash can? Digging for treasure?
Well, I'm just going through a rough patch. By the way, you owe me $10.
Nah, you agreed to 7.
You're busting my balls here.
Better get those balls checked out in this clinic then.
So cold. Like a stake through the heart.
What do they call you anyway?
Goober. Everyone calls me Goober.
Alright, I'm Kathy.
Pleasure to meet you.
So, what's your story anyway?
My story?
Yeah, don't all bums have a story?
For your information, this is all just a dry streak in my showbiz career.
Is that so? I don't recognize you at all.
I used to have more hair.
That I actually believe.
Come on, man. Frankie Gold is my stage name. Surely you must have heard of me.
Not really, no.
Oh, come on. I have starred in dozens of Hollywood movies. The Silence of the Lambert, Jacob's Bladder, The Usual Surprises, Natural Bald Killers.
Oh my gosh,
Not ringing any bells.
the puns.
Kids these days, no appreciation for quality cinema. Breaks my heart.
Oh.
So, tell me about this acting career of yours.
What about it?
Tell me about the Silence
Sorry,
of
I
Lambert.
just gotta hear about all of this.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent, suddenly turns mute overnight. For weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a self-invented sign language, only to realize that true love needs no communication at all. He marries his housekeeper, who only knows 2 words in English, yes and clean. In the end, Lawrence dies of a heart attack in the arms of his lovely wife, Consuelo Lambert Vasquez. Based on a true story.
I'm not sure I want to know what Jacob's Bladder is about, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Jacob's Bladder. The tragic story of Jacob Cobb, a schizophrenic man who forms an imaginary romantic relationship with his bladder.
I'm not gonna lie, these
During
actually sound
long
like
and
interesting
joyful
movies.
monologues on the can, he starts referring to his nether regions by the name of Jenny. Sadly, before Jacob has a chance to elope with his sweetheart, he gets committed to an asylum due to increasingly erratic behavior. After a big fight with his paramour, Jacob refuses to pee for a week, and he dies from a ruptured bladder.
Huh.
Give me the rundown on The Usual Surprises.
A lighthearted
Probably know
comedy
this could be
taking
important.
place during the surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is.
It's actually really
The movie
interesting.
ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic
What the
seizure.
fuck?
I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
Still, that
Natural Bald Killers?
It's a dystopian vision of the future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zephyr, turns bald in high school. One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair. Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair transplant. However...
Why do you always die at the end of your movies?
typecasting.
Oh. Sorry, dude.
Oh, never mind.
Not the culture.
I was asking about it.
I need to ask you a few.
Sounds...
Do you know what happened to Joseph Rain in '81?
I most certainly do.
What? Tell me.
Are you sure you want to know? Not everyone can handle the truth.
Oh, just spit it out.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Abducted by aliens.
I should have known better.
Hold on, we got
I
the funny
saw it,
lights.
man, a big, huge light. I was a bit drunk at the time, but I had my reasons. My wife had just left me, taking the dog, not to mention I was being conscripted for the war.
Oh, damn.
But I'm telling you, those goddamn aliens took them, and they...
Yeah.
Open your mind, man!
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky?
Why, I used to call myself that back in Nam.
Wait, seriously?
Oh, how I miss that marvelous youthful ego of mine.
Huh.
Why do I even bother?
What?
Do you know who Charles Wade is?
Sure, he's been holed up in this clinic for the last couple of weeks.
You saw Charles Wade go in there?
Well, yeah, I just told you, man.
How did he look?
Okay, I guess. Still walking, at least.
Do you know who Lily Myers was?
Yep, my dad was the one who found her floating in the lake.
Really? What can you tell me about her?
Ah, geez, not a lot. I mean, teenage girls, man. Not to mention how that entire family ain't, like, people-friendly.
Now that's an understatement. Nearly started brawling with Sue the first time I met her.
She could sure deal out a mean whooping, that lady.
What do you know about Lily Myers' art?
Nothing but hearsay. People say it was pretty deranged.
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I'd say they're good people. Isaac the priest is, anyway. His dad, Father Bill, on the other hand, though, he and the people he had around him were into some weird shit.
What kind of weird shit?
I don't know, they were like a cult or something, with Billy Praise himself at the top. Really shifty bunch of folks. Isaac turned it all around when his dad kicked the bucket, made it a proper church.
Interesting.
Not really, I tried to stay as far away from those people as possible.
All right. Do you know what this is?
Chinese fireworks, of course. They used to call me Dong Pai. I miss the food, not to mention it.
Time to hit the off switch. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
bye.
Excuse me, nurse? Hey! Yeah? They don't pay you much, huh?
No shit. What do you want?
I'm here to see Charles Wade.
Never heard of him. Any
Bullshit.
No, you're not.
Hey, dude.
Oh, hi.
So, how good an actor?
The best.
You know, that nurse and that she always wished.
I know. I thought it was contempt.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna have to oblige.
How about the usual surprises?
Business as usual. I can't believe you guys did all this for me. You know, what's that smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts. I'm seizing.
Nurse, he's seizing.
Oh shit!
Man, I feel like a total...
Come on, move faster! Come on, where?
It's labeled...
Yo, we don't want to crash it.
Crap. Looks like I have to figure out the username some other way.
Pick up the...
Employee of the month.
Alright, so it's probably gonna be C. Mendez, and then O.T.
Gotcha.
Okay, 6B.
It's all right, Claude.
Understood, sir.
You are very difficult to find.
So, you managed to find me.
I did.
Well, let's get this over with then. How do you want your pictures? Shall I get some tubes to fill my face with? Will that suffice for your front page?
Whoa, wait, what?
I'm no journalist. Well, not yet anyway.
Ah, she's but a cub. So, you're hoping for your big break. Surely this must be worth an internship at one of the big papers. Do you want me to call Thompson at the time?
That's not what this is about. It's personal.
Sounds serious. Perhaps I should ask Claude to produce his
Would you
gun.
let me talk?
You know,
dude?
Charles, the person most likely to be harmed by a gun tends to be its owner.
Very true. That's something the Japs who captured me learned the hard way.
Did my grandfather bail you out then too, or was that one of the few times where he didn't save your sorry ass?
Hold on there. Explain yourself.
You're willing to listen to something other than your own voice? I'm stunned. I'm Kathy Rain. Joseph was my grandfather.
Now I remember. You were at the funeral.
Seriously, dude?
I was.
You were late.
I needed my morning smoke. Besides, it's not like Grandpa was going anywhere.
Oh, just look at her, Claude. She's absolutely fearless. That's Joseph's blood running through her veins.
She certainly has a smart mouth, sir.
I must say, you have me intrigued, Kathy. What can this old man help you with?
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in '81?
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph, but he was never rich.
Strange. Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She's just too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly. I wanted to help. People from places like this have a deeply rooted mistrust in the rich, passed on for generations. In her eyes, I had become one of them.
So that's all you know about the whole affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals.
Well, it's just a little
Mrs.
weird,
Rain
that's all.
accepted the healthcare, but asked me to stay out of everything else. So I did.
Okay.
I see. What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together, married our high school sweethearts together, went to war
Double marrying?
together.
Double wedding, I mean?
I can't even begin to count the number of times he's saved.
So, when did you two lose touch? I heard
The truth is,
my parents?
yes, they ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior.
Sorry.
I couldn't have that around. Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
It's hardly Grandpa's fault. He did everything he could to set my father straight.
Oh, I never claimed to doubt Joseph's commitment. Your grandfather often used...
You say that like it's a bad thing.
I believe it is. Eventually, my company grew much too... Not long after that, your grandfather ended up...
Do you recognize the call sign Cocky?
Would be strange if I didn't, since I was the one who coined it.
Who did you coin it for?
It belongs to a fellow named Jimmy Cochran. He was a coward, really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Perfect. Thanks.
Oh,
Tell me about Jimmy Cochran. Is he still alive?
In a literal sense. He's been held in a mental institution for years.
Let me guess. Since 81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
still, that's a hell of a coincidence.
Do you remember the name of the institution?
Something starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Ingstrom? Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes, that's the one. You know the place, Kathy.
I do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans? I had her committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us. More than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles and started hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
Creepy. I wonder what set him off. I think I'll check the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now. You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time to time. Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the paintings speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs. Shortly after procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for. Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art theft.
What art theft?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
Can you tell me about the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in. The strangest thing was but every single...
That can't be a coincidence.
Agreed.
I assume there was
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by. They found a few hairs, which...
some stunning police.
Indeed. There was a single witness, though, who said he could make out multiple...
So,
Yes. I honestly didn't care much one...
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff.
Certainly. I'll call ahead and...
That'd be great. Thanks, Charles.
Anytime. But
I've learned that my grandfather went to sue and asked...
Is that so?
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like any other church to me. But then again, I'm not their usual clientele. Weddings, baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
Mood.
Do you recognize this, Charles?
Of course. Your grandfather, me, Jimmy Cochran. Taken shortly before we went
Was
to the
Goober
war.
Jimmy's son?
You guys look like you just won the lottery or something.
Indeed. We were mere children, with no concept of what we were getting into.
What do you see in this picture, Charles?
Fireflies would be my best guess. They can grow terribly large around these parts.
Alright, I don't...
Thanks, Charles. That's all I need for now.
You're welcome.
Yep, it's...
Oh, there's that flower.
Well, this is it. This is where the picture was taken.
Yeah, sure enough.
I'm not sure what I expected to find here. I need to clear my head.
Something gonna happen? Ah!
What the...
Why, hello there! You have laid eyes on this dapper fellow once before, haven't you?
I doubt it. You look like you just escaped from a circus. That's not really my kind of gig.
Yet you always play the part of the clown, Kathy.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
It is my calling to know people like you, those shackled by their past, yet yearning for change.
I feel strange. Am I dreaming?
It's the mending. I will try to facilitate.
You're not real. I'm lying asleep in my bed right now.
Focus, Kathy. Listen to the drowned girl.
You mean Lily? What about her?
She's the one who slipped away, filled with secrets. While she may be free in death, her cold, wet hands still trap many in painful ignorance.
What is this, Woodstock Poetry Slam? Mind speaking like a normal person?
I knew you wouldn't disappoint. I'm glad, given how much trouble I went through to be here. You see, my name was taken from me, so I claimed a color in its stead. The next time we meet, you'll know the exact hue of red. You're on the right path, Kathy. Follow your grandfather, and everything will work out in the end.
Wait, what? How did I get here?
I don't know.
Am I going crazy? Am I turning into Mom?
Oh, calm down. No need to panic.
Oh, hello, dear.
Hi, Grandma.
Sure, hon.
I've got a lot to talk about,
There
Grandma.
are a few things.
Very well.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is? He was a friend of Grandpa's.
I believe he teaches at the flight school these days.
I don't think so, at least not anymore. I was told he was placed in a mental facility.
Really? He always struck me as a kind man. Maybe a bit nervous and on edge, but not crazy.
There's more. I found out that Jimmy asked Grandpa for help not long before Grandpa ended up in that wheelchair. Jimmy sounded really desperate. I'm sure what happened to Grandpa that night had something to do with his cry for help.
You should go find the man then. Surely he must know something.
That's the plan. I just wondered if there's anything else you think I should know about him.
Not really. We haven't stayed in touch since Joseph was injured. I know that he had a wife, Agatha, and a son, James. Agatha passed away from cancer years ago.
Okay. I don't see a reason to ask her about that. What do you see in this picture, Grandma?
I have no idea, but it's...
I'm trying to figure that out.
Oh, come to think of it, the trees...
Yeah, it was taken somewhere in that area.
Aren't you clever?
See you later, Gramps.
Take care.
Nah, nothing like that in here. No result. Nah, no.
Okay. Well, let's go and try the reserve again, and hopefully it doesn't just put us into another loop. Whee!
Hello? Creepy bald guy. Guess no one... That wasn't here before.
Hey, is this shovel tape good enough for
Now.
me?
Flower.
Looks like it's endangered. I'm not...
Okay, that's fair. Maybe. Sue might know something about Jimmy.
Oh, it's you.
No Nathan today?
Nah, haven't seen.
That looks red. Oh, yes.
Looks like Nathan knows the strange red man. I had a few more.
Shoot.
I don't need to ask her about that.
Okay, never mind.
Sue, what do you see in this picture?
My God, that looks like one of Lily's paintings.
Oh,
Wow,
seriously?
really? Can you describe it?
It was a nighttime scene, just like the photo, but the lights were floating above the lake. There was a pale hand reaching up from beneath us. The forest in the background was on fire. There were probably other details.
Sounds captivating. Did you know that somebody stole Lily's paintings from Wade?
Huh? I knew he got robbed a few.
What's your opinion on...
It's a good I bring Nate, too, on that boy.
Do you know who the Red Man is?
Oh, that's just Nate's imaginary friend. The Red Man has been around ever since my...
I see. So there's...
No way!
Sounds like he has quite an active imagination then.
Oh, you have no idea. He has unique names for each of the kitchen utensils. Nuff said.
Well, that's cute. Can't think of anything else.
I think I'm gonna head off.
Sure thing.
Now down to the sheriff. Let's talk to Lenny first. Hi, Lenny.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Not really, Kathy. Sorry.
Nah, I don't want to ask him about that. What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I think it's a nice enough church. Why?
I don't know. The priest seemed odd. Kinda pushy.
Yeah, I get your point. But I know the guy. He's harmless.
If you say so. Do you know anything about a weird bald guy dressed in red around here?
You're joking, right?
No.
Oh, never mind. Do you know what this is?
I have no idea. Looks creepy, whatever it is. Where did you get it?
Grandpa had it hidden away in the attic.
Probably for a good reason, then. Be careful out there.
Thanks, Lenny.
Well, gotta go.
See ya.
Sheriff! You son of a bitch!
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
If you must.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Nope.
I don't need to ask him that. What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
It's a fine church. I go there myself every Sunday.
Of course you do.
Do you know anything about a weird bald guy dressed in red around here?
What the hell are you talking about?
Never mind. Do you know anything about the art theft in the Wade estate?
Yes, Mr. Wade phoned ahead about that. Lenny!
Yes, boss?
Get the report from the burglary in the Wade estate back in '86?
On it, boss.
Your teeth are very grit.
There you go, Kathy.
Thanks, buddy.
Let's see, what we got going on here? At 1 in the morning, the alarm went off. Why did it take an hour? Franklin go. Is that Goober?
And it smells weirdly like coffee.
Charles Way.
You're not made for this climate, you know.
Oh.
I gotta find this Goldfarb guy. Maybe he knows more about the burglary. Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy.
Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Sounds...
Well, gotta go.
See ya.
Maybe Grandma might know him.
Oh. There are very... I don't see a Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Oh, that poor man. He used to be an upstanding citizen, you know. Now he's constantly drinking and keeps babbling on about that imaginary acting career of his.
Sad thing.
He's homeless, dude.
Okay, now I know. Looks like I'm gonna have to have a chat with Goober. Well, goodbye, Cat.
Well, I wonder if he's still at the clinic after I tased him. Yeah, still.
I need a word, Miss Smith.
Wait,
It's written on that board behind you, genius.
you have the eyesight of a bald eagle or something?
What can I say? I'm a freak of nature.
Who?
The guy who had the seizure?
Yeah.
Oh, he ran off somewhere. Kept babbling about...
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so I guess he went to church. think it's very notable that it has the 3.
Hello, Father.
Greetings, my child. I'm glad you decided to come here.
Yeah, but just so you know, I'm not here to join your church or anything.
Oh, I would never assume that.
Good. So, with that out of the way, I have some questions.
Anything you need. I'm Isaac Price.
Right.
Kathy Rain, but...
I did.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in 81?
It was the work of the devil, I'll say that much. Joseph was a kind man. He did not deserve such a fate. You heard my speech at the funeral, Kathy. I meant every word. He was a great man who did much good for this community.
Did you know him personally?
In a way, he and my father did charity work together. Joseph was around a lot when I was young. They collaborated on a few different projects for the homeless and for the troubled youth, among other things.
So my grandfather was a member of the church?
I wouldn't say that, no. He was a friend of the church, but he wasn't a religious man. He believed only in philanthropy. That being said, Joseph was the person who convinced me to become a priest.
Really?
Really?
Oh, yes. I was a teenager back then. Full of rebellion, every fiber of my being wanting to distance myself from my father. Joseph made me realize my sinful pride and showed me how I should follow my heart, regardless of what others might think. And for that, I'm eternally grateful.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
I don't recognize that name, no.
Does the name Lily Myers mean anything to you?
It does. Before I was ordained, I was a substitute teacher in her high school.
Really? Did you know her personally?
We weren't close. I only knew her as much as a teacher would know any student.
All right, so how did she seem toward the end?
For one, she started skipping school a lot. And when she did show up, she was absent-minded and moody. She always looked depressed and hunched down like she had the whole world on her shoulders.
Any idea of what caused this change?
Not a clue. All I know is, when she returned from that last summer break, she was a whole different person.
Do you know anything about an art theft at the Wade Estate in the 80s?
I have just a vague memory of reading about it in the paper.
Care to tell me the history of the church?
I'd be happy to. The story is a fascinating one. This church was founded by my father, William T. Price, in the 70s. Back then, he made his living as a traveling salesman and was driving through this area as he had done so many times before. However, this day was different. My father held dark thoughts in his mind. He was angry, thinking of evil deeds, even considering swerving off the road into a rock and ending it all.
Jeez.
Then suddenly, divine intervention. 3 bright lights appeared. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The sign of God. This epiphany was the moment my father had been waiting for. He sold all of his belongings and took me and my brother to live with him here, in Conwell Springs. Soon thereafter, he built this church and started gathering followers. They began to refer to him as Father Bill.
I take it that window up there resembles what he saw when he had this epiphany?
Indeed, the stained glass window depicts the Holy Trinity as witnessed by my father.
Do you know exactly when or where this event took place?
Why do you ask?
Oh, just...
Well, it was the spring of...
Okay.
People flocked to follow. The church flourished and continued. That's when...
I take it that the church started...
Yes. But I assure...
Looks...
It's...
What's up with you handing out pamphlets?
I'm going to assume you meant no disrespect.
This may sound strange.
Only our Lord and Savior Jesus Surely his rags were drenched in blood as he lay upon the
Huh?
cross.
I meant like a person
That's
here.
not what I meant.
Yeah.
I mean someone here in Conwell Springs.
Are you joking?
Do you know who?
I'm afraid not.
Well,
That's all
you're
I need for now,
wrong,
Father.
because he's right here.
May the Lord...
Hello again, Goober.
Or should I say
You
Franklin?
again? Are you stalking me, girl? You pop up everywhere I go. I'll try to tone down the charm, but I can't promise anything.
Huh. Yeah, you're quite the charmer.
I know. I just said that, man.
Listen, I feel...
Oh, that's what it was. What a cherry on top of my stellar performance.
Yeah, it was...
So what brings you to the...
I'm afraid that I had a few...
Shoot, miss!
I don't need to ask him about that.
Okay, never mind.
I should probably confront him directly about him being a witness. I don't need to ask him about that. Your real name is Franklin Goldfarb, right?
Oh, nobody calls me that.
Regardless, I know for a fact that you were a witness to a burglary a few years back at the Wade Estate.
Yeah, what about it?
Why don't you tell me what you saw exactly?
I heard the alarm go off, glass breaking, then I saw 3 guys running away, carrying a bunch of stuff.
What did they look like?
It was dark, I don't know, they were definitely 3 big, bulky guys. They
what?
Oh, nothing, that's it. Didn't see anything else.
Bullshit, spit it out.
Well, one of those guys dropped his ring when running...
A ring?
Platinum with an inscription. Man, I don't remember my...
Which pawn shop was that?
Pete's Pawning and Plumbing. It closed down a long time...
Too bad. Guess that... Didn't I see 2 letters fitting that description?
Something small. Well, hello.
Did the inscription on the ring look anything like this?
Wow, actually exactly like that.
Any idea what BH stands for?
Beehive? Bet high? Big head?
Do you know what this is?
Chinese firework. I used to... I missed...
Time?
Sorry.
Okay.
See ya!
Can I take one of these?
I really should.
This...
Oh.
There are...
Very well.
Do you
Yes, dear, it means the black hat.
Oh. What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
I refuse to talk about those hoodlums. They turned your father into a horrible person. You should stay far away from them, Kathy. They're awful people, just awful.
See you later, Grams.
Take care.
Well, if they're ruffians, maybe Lenny? Like, maybe he arrested them or something?
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy.
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
They've caused us trouble from time to time. We put a few of their captains in the slammer over the years, but we never...
Do you know where I can find them?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just find a map.
Got it. Thanks.
I can't think of anything else to ask.
Well, gotta...
See ya.
Still not...
sweet butt incoming!
Like hell I am. I'm nobody's property.
You sure? Doesn't she look like a sweet butt? I think she does.
Step off, creep.
Or what? You tell your daddy on me?
Can I stun him?
Or you'll be scraping your balls off the floor, you fucking pig.
Oh, I love it when they play hard to get.
You.
God, no, let go of me. God, no.
Yeah, that thing would be pretty fucking useful.
Yes, oh my god, just use it on him. Jesus Christ.
What the hell's going on out here?
Your goon
Nothing,
grabbed
Prez,
me.
just having a bit of fun with this gash here.
I suggest you leash that dog of yours.
For fuck's sake, Prospect, not again. Get the hell out of here.
Sorry, boss, I'll go.
He'll be disciplined for that.
Thanks.
He better be. I take it your beau?
I am. And who are you, darling?
Kathy Rain.
Bullshit. Who are you, really?
No, they
Prove it, then.
Well, I...
That's good.
I need to... This proof enough for you?
I'll be damned. That's Brian's lighter, all right. Sorry about the paranoia. We've had some problems with the vandals lately.
I get it. Can't be too careful.
So, that's your ride out there. Corley Motors, right? 78?
76.
You got the same taste as your old man. He always rode Corleys.
Probably the only thing he and I have in common.
Did you set up those mods yourself? Looks custom made for your, small frame.
Yeah, took some time to get the measurements right.
I imagine so. Girls like
I'm not most.
Ain't that the truth?
I guess you'd know. Anyway.
Go ahead, then. Your old man.
Do you know anything about what happened to Joseph Rain in 1981?
No. We had our differences, me and him, but that's a horrible fate for a man. I'd rather be dead than a vegetable.
So I take it you and him didn't get along.
No, I could write a book about that man. On one page, I'd praise him. On the next, I'd want to smash his skull in. He could be a real self-righteous prick when he wanted to, that's for sure. But everyone knew he was the real law around here. Truman was a tool.
Really?
I respected Joseph, and he respected me. But he hated how Brian looked up to me. Joseph always blamed the club for the path Brian chose in life, even though it was just due to him being a shitty father.
You seriously thought Grandpa was a bad parent?
Everybody knew about it. People just tend to forget the bad qualities of men in wheelchairs.
Well, what'd he do?
Joseph wasn't a saint. He saw everything in black and white. He was only kind to whomever he considered to be good by his narrow moral standards.
Huh.
The ones who wouldn't fit in that small mold didn't get any chances. None whatsoever.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
No.
Thanks anyway.
Do you know anything about Lily Myers?
Nothing that anyone else.
Tell me, how long?
15 years now, give or take.
Good. Then you can tell me why you...
I don't know what the...
Fine.
You mean like cleaning the...
Spare me your... I take that as a...
You do that. And any...
What can you tell...
Do I look like a pious...
This may be a weird...
I've made a few bald men red. That count?
No.
What can you tell me about the Black Hats?
Black Hats MC was founded in the 60s by my old man, my uncle, and 2 other local bikers. Conwell Springs is the mother chapter, and we have support clubs in 6 other locations across 3 states.
Oh.
There's a total of 16 members here. I'm the acting president of this chapter, as well as...
The law give you any trouble?
It used to be tough when your granddad was around. He and Truman...
And now?
Now they try, but...
Do you know what this is?
Whoa.
What? Do you recognize that?
I saw one of those with my own eyes a few years ago.
And you're still okay?
Really? Where?
Middle of the woods, the road to the city. Those things came from nowhere and gave me this crazy headache right on the plate in my head. At the time, I thought it was just a nasty case of migraine.
You got protected.
You have a plate in your head?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
titanium from a shrapnel wound I got in Nam.
I see. Titanium isn't the least bit magnetic, is it?
How the hell should I know? I'm no scientist.
Do you remember where exactly on the road it happened?
No. Like I said, I dismissed it as a migraine. Didn't pay too much attention as to where I was.
Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna...
Right on.
Thanks, Bo.
Hey, Brian's girl.
Yeah?
I overheard you. I'm Emmett.
Hi.
The boss
Okay,
man
look
isn't
like John
usually that
Clean.
grumpy. He's got a lot on his mind. But I think I may know of a way to loosen him up.
I'm all ears, buddy.
Well, Bo and Brian are the double B's. They used to have this drink. Yeah, it's basically...
I take...
I'm kidding. It's just...
If you say that's special...
No, it's probably something...
So let me guess. If I...
It'll make him remember Brian, which should go a long way. Yes, Brian was like a son to him. If you could recall the good times with your father...
I guess it could be worth...
You're Brian's kid. That means you're family. We take care of family.
Well, how was that drink compared with a regular Bloody Mary?
Tasted a bit more like pepper and had a Oh, if you had a lot of them, you'd hallucinate some crazy shit. Pretty wild.
Trip?
You're welcome, Doc.
It's a photocopy of... Here's another interesting trait of the red scythe. The pollen of native...
Hey. Still nothing. Weird. Sorry, I'm answering a message.
Sorry, endangered...
Maybe something to do with achievements, and I'm just probably... Sorry, this one's running a bit long.
It's a specimen. I should give it to the bar. I'd like a bloody...
Coming right up.
Oh, and add this.
Whatever you... One Bloody Mary.
Thanks, buddy.
The club will cover that, Jose.
Sure thing, VP.
Thanks again, Emmett.
You got it.
You're a cool dude, Emmett.
Hey, Bo. I've got something for you.
I recognize that smell. You found your dad's recipe.
Something like that.
Man, is this a trip down memory lane. I keep expecting Brian to walk in here any second.
Yep.
You know, all this nostalgia is making me remember how much I really owe your old man.
Can you tell me what the hell happened to him?
Yeah, so here's the deal. In '86, Carl, my VP at the time, came to me and said he had a job lined up for the club. Some guy had offered him good dough for stealing a bunch of paintings from a mansion. He needed 2 brothers for the job. I was busy with other things at the time, so I gave my permission as long as the club got the usual cut. He returned a week later with a nice wad of cash. I didn't realize it was Wade he had knocked off until I read the paper. If I had known that, I'd advised against it. Wade is a powerful man with friends in city council. There's no reason to piss him off.
Got it. So, what do you know about the guy who hired you for the job?
Not much. Carl said it was some bearded preacher.
Wait.
Whoa, Isaac from the Church of the Holy Trinity?
Could be. I don't know who that is. It was a priest. I know that much.
Thanks, Bo. I'm gonna follow up on this right away.
That's it? You're not gonna ask me about what happened to your old man? Not even curious?
I couldn't give two shits about that asshole.
Bullshit. Don't expect anyone to believe you're that angry with someone you don't give two shits about.
Either he's dead or he abandoned me. Do any of those options look appealing to you?
They don't, but you should know that no one from the club had anything to do with it.
I didn't think
I
you
meant
did.
it when I said Brian was a good brother. He had no enemies here. Not then, and not now.
Comforting to hear, Mr. President.
Shut up and listen, girl. I'm trying to tell you something. Brian used to talk about heading to Mexico, about riding off into the sunset and getting away from all his newfound responsibilities. And I think part of him was serious. You deserve to know that there's a chance he's still out there somewhere.
Well, he didn't want us
Sure.
to. Oh,
Let's hope that bastard is living it up somewhere.
Just take care of yourself, you hear?
thanks, Bob.
You too. That day went by fast.
Oh, outlaw bike design unlocked. Cool.
Hello, sweetheart.
Hey, Grandma, it got kind of late. Would it be okay if I stay the night?
Of course, dear. Have a seat. I'll make you something to eat.
Oh, you're the best. I'm starving.
That night, Kathy dreams. What
Do you
the hell?
see? You are bound to her, and she to you.
Is that...
The separation is an open wound, a
That-
tear that can only be cauterized in agony. For our God is a consuming fire.
Is that supposed to be my kid? I mean, he looks a little older than 5, but... what the fuck?
Lily's painting, burning, and the kid from the cemetery. It's gotta mean something.
Okay, well, we're gonna leave this was a bit of a longer episode, but you know what? This was day 3. We're gonna start off with day 4 in the next one. Bye, everybody!